Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make candy cane bath bombs. So these are the bath bombs we are making. I own an Etsy shop where I sell bath and beauty products. I make sugar scrubs, bath bombs. Occasionally I sell bath salts on there. So if you're interested in seeing what I have on there, I will have my Etsy shop linked below. It will be closed for the rest of the year through the holidays, but I will be opening again January 1st, 2021. So check that out if you are interested in any handmade bath and beauty products. But like I said, today I'm going to show you how I make candy cane bath bombs. They're pretty easy. You definitely could do it on your own. I will be linking all of the ingredients and everything I use down below. But if you're just not feeling like making it, like I said, you can check out my shop. But in case you want like a fun project to do, or you're looking for like a nice handmade present for somebody in your family, either as like a stocking stuffer or a gift. I've given these to my kids' teachers as gifts. They're just like a really easy, small, handmade item to give to people. So if you want to see how I make these bath bombs, then just keep watching. The bath bombs are going to have to sit. I usually do it at night and then let them sit overnight, and then they're usually pretty good by morning. Since I'm doing this in the morning, I'm probably just going to let them sit all day and maybe even all night too. One thing you do have to take into consideration is the temperature and humidity in your house. I live in Georgia and sometimes we get a lot of humidity, and because of that, sometimes my bath bombs will kind of like bubble a little bit, like it'll start to react because of the moisture in the air. So just something to take into consideration. I used to just use one of these, and then I would take you have to like put them together obviously to mold them, and then I would take one off and let it dry with the top open. But I actually stopped doing that because like I said, the moisture would kind of like make a reaction and they would get bubbles in them. So now I just leave them together and let them harden in the mold until I am ready to take them out. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what you're going to need first, and then we will go ahead and make our bath bombs. So you're going to need some baking soda, cornstarch, citric acid, some Epsom salt, some coconut oil. You need molds, which I will go ahead and link all the stuff that I got down below. I got the citric acid and the Epsom salt from Amazon. I got the molds from Amazon. These are skin safe, oops, I just dropped it. Skin safe coloring. We're going to make candy cane bath bombs, so I'm actually going to use cherry. And then you're going to need some essential oils to make your scent, and I'm going to use peppermint since we are making candy cane bath bombs. This is one of my favorite and best-selling bath bombs. I always sell them around Christmas time because I just think it's a really fun, festive, like stocking stuffer. So that is what we're going to use. And again, I will leave the essential oils that I have and the skin safe coloring in the description box. I've never had a problem with like the coloring staining the bathtub or anything. So that's another thing to take into consideration if you do decide to make these on your own. Make sure you check the reviews and make sure it's not going to stain your tub, because some colorings will stain your skin or the tub. So yeah, just something to keep in mind when you are buying your stuff. So that is everything we're going to use, and I'll go ahead and show you guys how we make them. Alright, so the first thing I did is I just measured out all of my stuff and I melted my coconut oil. You want it to be melted but not like super hot. And then I've got this strainer that I use just to make sure there's no clumps or anything, and I'm going to pour all of my dry ingredients through here and kind of sift them to get any clumps out. And then I'm going to add my wet stuff. So the only thing that's really, I guess, the tricky part with this is once you have all your dry ingredients in, when you add in the liquid, you need to be very careful and do it kind of slowly, because it will react with the ingredients and will make it start to fizz. you know, when you have a bath bomb and you put it in the water and it kind of like fizzes and dissolves, that's like the fun of it. If you put the liquid in too fast, it'll start doing that in your bowl. So you don't want it to activate yet. You want to like get it formed together so that when you put it in the bath, it will do that fun fizzing thing that bath bombs do. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start with my baking soda. I'll go ahead and add my Epsom salt. That actually might not go through. I'm gonna add my citric acid and my cornstarch. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and sift this stuff so that I can get any clumps out. And then once I get down to like the bigger clumps, I just kind of use my fingers to help break them apart. At this point, it's mostly just the Epsom salt that's in there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it in. Now that we've got all the dry ingredients in there, I'm gonna just use a whisk and just kind of mix it together. And now for the wet ingredients. So I'm gonna take my coconut oil, and like I said, we are going to be doing peppermint flavor for this one. So I am just going to drop in my peppermint into my coconut oil. Okay, and I like to put in the coconut oil because the less times you have to add wet ingredients to this, the better. So I just put all the liquid I can into the coconut oil so I can just like mix it at once. And then you're also going to want to put in a teaspoon of water. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. Okay, so you're gonna use your hands for this part or a whisk. I'm gonna start with a whisk and then I'll probably move on to my hands. But you're just going to slowly start pouring your wet ingredients in while you mix. You want to mix pretty continuously because like I said, if you put the liquid in and you're not careful, it will start to activate. So you don't want it to activate, so you have to mix kind of fast. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my hand. What you're looking for is kind of like a wet sand consistency, so it should be able to stick together, but not super wet. You want it to still be pretty, you want it to feel pretty dry so that it'll stick together. Okay, so now that I've got all my wet ingredients in there, I'm just going to mix it up really well until I get the consistency that I want. If it's not holding together how you like, you can add a tiny bit of water, but you don't want to add a lot. If you add too much liquid, it's not gonna hold. So you should be able to kind of mold it with your hand like that. Mine's a little bit dry, so I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of water to it. Okay, that's all I'm gonna put in here because I am also going to be adding some coloring to 1/2 of this. So I don't wanna put too much liquid. So now what I'm gonna do, because I'm making candy cane, I'm just gonna go ahead and split this up kind of in half. So I'm gonna leave one side white, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my red coloring to the other side, and again we're going to mix it pretty quickly so that it doesn't react with the stuff in here. pretty good. Just like a light red is what I like. It's kind of almost a pink, honestly, but it's how I like it. Okay, so now the fun part, we are going to go ahead and make the bombs. So for the candy cane ones, you're gonna take 1/2 of your mold and you're just gonna start layering. So I'm gonna start with a layer of white. I'm gonna go ahead and add a layer of red. And I'm kind of like going back and forth, switching up the location so that when it comes out, you'll have just random swirls of color. And then once you get to the top, you wanna pack it down really well and just set it aside for a second. And we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the next half. This time I'm gonna go ahead and start with red. We'll add a little white and a little more red and a little more white. Okay, so now that both sides are pretty packed in there, what we're gonna do is take some extra fluff, put it on top, on both sides. And I'm gonna try to keep this on the side that I have the white. And you're just going to push them together until all of the extra kind of falls out and kind of twist back and forth. You just want to stick them on there really tight together. You're just really packing in all of the stuff into the molds. And then I just go around the edge and wipe off any extra that I had, and that is pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside. And like I said, either tonight or tomorrow morning, I'm gonna come back to this and we will open it up and we'll have our bath bomb. Okay, so now I don't really have a lot left, enough to make a whole nother bath bomb. So what I'll do is I'll just take the rest and kind of combine it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and use a half and pack it as much as I can. I might actually have enough, we'll see. And this one I'll just use for myself. So just pack it in there. Make sure you get like a little bit extra so that you can get it out once it's dry. And then with this stuff, I will show you guys what reaction it makes when you put the bath bomb into water. Okay, so I just went ahead, oops, let me zoom out a little. I went ahead and cleaned out our bowl and I packed this half with the other powder that I had, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in and show you guys the reaction you should get. So as you can see, it reacted to the water. You got a nice fizz. The water turned like a really subtle, very light, like pink color. It's not gonna stain you or the bathtub or anything else. So yeah, that is what you want it to look like when you're all done. These ones I'm just gonna leave sitting over here, and I will show you guys when I take them out of the mold what they look like. The bath bombs have been sitting for a few hours, so I'm gonna show you guys how I get them out of the mold. So you're just going to want to gently tap on one side using a spoon or something. You don't want it to hit too hard, because if you aren't careful with these, you could split them in half. So obviously we don't want that. We wanna just take one side off and keep it together. So I'm just gonna tap it a little bit. And then you're just gently gonna kind of like start twisting it and try to get it apart. You don't want to pull it apart again, because you can pull it completely in half. So just keep like working with tapping it, twisting it a little until you can get it loose. There we go. So there, I got one side off. And now the tricky part is getting the other side because I don't want to smush this side or mess it up. So I'm just gonna tip it over, tap on it again. I'm trying not to get like prints and stuff on it either. So you just gotta be kind of mindful of that. Go. So there is our bath bomb, as you can see. I don't know if it's gonna focus. There we go. So there's our bath bomb. You can see how it's got like the red and the white in there, kind of like a candy cane. And then what I do with these is I just have these little plastic bags that I got from Amazon. And they're little, what is that called? Basically, like when you heat it up, what's that? Shrink wrap. They're shrink wrap bags. So I just put it in there, twist it up, and then I take some ribbon. Just take some ribbon and go ahead and tie it on there. And then you take a blow dryer and you just put it on the low setting and blow dry it and it'll shrink. That is the finished product. This is what it looks like when it's all done. I think it's really cute. It's, again, a really nice stocking stuffer type gift. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting the rest of these out and get them all packed up, and we will be all done with our bath bombs. That is it for our candy cane bath bombs. I think they turned out so nice, and we've got them looking super cute in their packaging. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm sure if you give this as a gift to your loved ones, they will really enjoy it. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.